Hello there guys, Elite Legionarii here, and today I'm just making you a nice little short video on basically some of my camera settings and some of my keyboard settings. Just for newer players, I had a couple of players request this sort of thing in the past. I just want to show you how I do it, for ease of keyboard management, I suppose you could call it. And just that sort of thing. It's just what I do that's comfortable for me, because I play on a laptop. I don't have a mouse, I use a laptop pad. Bit of a story behind that. Basically what kind of happened is, because it's a bit odd, most people use a mouse, and I agree a mouse is better, but I had the use of a laptop and I just kind of never ever got around to getting a mouse, and I got so used to using the mouse pad that now when I use an actual mouse I have trouble with it. It's a bit odd in all honesty, because I do agree the mouse is better, but I've had to get used to it with a mouse pad. Now I've probably gotten so used to the mouse pad that now when I use a normal mouse I actually have a bit of a hard time. So if you are like me and you are stuck using a mouse pad, or you just want to use some faster keys perhaps on your keyboard to do a few minor things, then I'll just show you that right now. So obviously you want to go to options, control settings. Now I don't change a lot in here, to be honest. I actually don't. I leave probably 98% of everything exactly as the default, because I think the default's adequate. The things I do change are the camera rotate up, camera rotate down, and increase camera speed. This is because it's convenient to do those things. If you're using a laptop pad, you have to have a key setting to use the zooming in and out on inventories. This top one will actually zoom into your inventory, and this one will resume back out of your up high onto your inventory. Even though it says up and down, they seem to be in reverse for some reason. I use the Z key and the X key respectively. So if I want to zoom down into my inventory and look at them up close, get some nice close-ups, I press and hold the Z key. If I want to zoom back up and look at my army from as high up as I can get it, I use the X key. Now the reason I use these two keys is because both of them are on the left side of the keyboard, which is very convenient because you can do both things by just using your left hand. Doesn't interfere with your other hand, and that's the thing. Placement of keys is where you can do as many things as possible when your hands are really kind of close to the keys is better, because you can react faster. So that's why I use those settings, and they're on Z and X because I can get them both with my two middle fingers on my left hand. And then I use increased camera speed. Now increased camera speed is important in my opinion. It's very important because it allows you to zip around the battlefield faster than you ordinarily would be able to do so. And that's important when, especially in big kind of 3v3s, 4v4 games where there's lots of things happening all around the battlefield. You need to be able to see it quickly. If your camera's moving around slowly, it just means it's going to take longer, and therefore your reaction time is less. So what I do is I use the Y key, which is roughly in the center of the keyboard, maybe a bit more to the left. Now the reason I do that is because I can still reach the Y key with my index finger on my left hand, and that means I can still use my two central fingers for the Z and X part, but I can still reach that Y key to increase my camera speed with my left hand, which means my right hand is still free to use the mouse pad, and I'm not, because normally it says page, where is it? Page up, and that would require me to lift my right hand off the mouse pad and go all the way over to the other side of the keyboard, and that's inconvenient. So it's very important to have it. It doesn't have to be the Y key, but it can't be the T key, because the T key is what the key for T is the key that allows you to chat with other players in multiplayer. So it can't be that one. It can't be the R key, because the R key is the hotkey for telling your troops to run. But you could use the E key. You could use Q. You can't use C, because C is for loose formation. You could use V. You couldn't use F, because F is the special abilities key. You can't use G, because it's the group key. You can use all these, but you have to change all the controls around, and that's just a hassle. So I choose the Y key. It's conveniently located for me, and it's quite handy. Now as far as camera controls go, that is all I do. I don't actually touch anything else. I'm satisfied with everything else. You know, I don't think you use any of this stuff, really, to be honest. I really don't. You don't really end up using any of it. So I just, moving on to the next one, so I basically just change those three things, and that's all it is. This key, this group, you know, you can look over these keys. I don't change them. They're good. They're a good setup in my opinion. They're nice and easy to use. As you can see, there's all the little you know, fire at will, skirmish mode, guard mode, run, special abilities, loose formation, all those things. You can change them to whatever you want, guys. It's entirely up to you. For me, I like these settings. I've played Rome Total War for a number of years, and I've just played them with these settings, and I'm happy with them with these settings. You know, guard mode is D, grouping is G, running is R, so it's not that bad, you know. And the cool thing is they're all in close proximity to each other, so you can do all of these things with your left hand and still have your right hand free for your mouse or your mouse pad, and that's what's convenient about it. See, you know, instead of scrolling all these keys all over the keyboard, which would give you more hassles, this is a good setup because it's all right there. So I actually think it's a good setup, so I don't change it. But if you want to, that's entirely up to you. Now if you hold down the space bar in battle, you'll be able to see where your troops are moving to, which is really good. Then basically, as I said, I don't touch this. I just don't touch this. It's, you know, pointless. I don't touch it. It's entirely up to you if you want to, but I leave it. I like it the way it is. The strategy menu, now this affects campaign. The only thing I really do here is zoom in on map and zoom out on map. I put the I key to zoom in, essentially I is in, and the O key for out, O out. So that allows me to zoom down onto my settlements and then back out to the main grand view. And that's what I do. That only affects campaign, and you don't have to be fast on the campaign map. All this stuff here, I don't touch it. You know, I don't touch it. I leave it be. So that is everything I do. That's all I actually do with my control settings. Now there is, and this is essentially the same in Medieval 2 Total War. I use the same setup in Medieval 2 Total War. Identical setup. I use the Z key to zoom down, the X key to zoom back up, I use the Y key to increase camera speed, and I use the I key to zoom in on the campaign map, and the O key to zoom back out. And that is all I use. I leave everything else as default. That's everything I do there. So, and I leave it as Total War setup. As you can see, you can change this camera, but I leave it as Total War setup. That's what you want. I don't muck with that. Leave that be. Unless of course you want to do something else, but that's what I use. It's all a matter of personal preference. So I'll show you some of this stuff in action. So I hit quick battle here, just to show you what some of this is like on the battlefield. Okay, now if I show you this battle, see as I'm zooming it down and up, that's quite slow, isn't it? That's actually quite slow. Okay, that's a pretty slow zoom down and up. But every time I begin a battle, I hold down the Y key, because that's my increased camera speed button. So I hold it down. As you can see, it significantly increases my camera speed, and as I zoom down, look how much faster that is now. Much quicker. So it's always a good idea to increase that camera speed. Now you may also be noticing how quickly my screen goes up and down, side to side. This is actually altered in the preferences file. It's faster than usual, but I'm going to show you how to do that. It's not difficult to do it, but it just enables you to act very quickly. As you can see, I mean, look how quickly this moves around. I can quickly get down here. You can also double click on sections of the map, as you can see, to move around, although it's a wee bit slower. But as you can see, I can move my camera around very quickly on the battlefield. Sometimes it overcompensates though, as it's doing now. I'm trying to get it even. Yeah, whatever, it's good enough. But yeah, I can move it around very quickly, and it enables me to very rapidly go from the very far right to the very far left if I want to, which is very important, especially in 3v3 and 4v4, so I can keep a constant eye on the battlefield and know if, say I've got troops up here that are kind of sitting still and not doing something, I can still be quickly over there to see them and oversee them and get back over here to the other side of the battle. So it's very handy that way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what I've done to the preference folders to make it faster than it would ordinarily be. Okay, so I'll just be in the preference folder in a moment. Okay guys, here I am in my Steam library, and I'm just going to show you how you can find your preferences folder for Rome Total War, so you can actually alter it to actually further increase your camera speed and hopefully help your micro. So, because as you may have noticed, my camera speed was faster than what yours would be, just because my preferences have been altered. So here I'm going to show you how to do it. So once you're in your Steam library, so open up Steam, come to your library, find Rome Total War. So here it is for me. And then I come down, right click on Rome Total War and come down to Properties. Then go to Local Files. Then go to Browse Local Files. So to come here you've got to look for these tabs. The third one in is Local Files. Then you want to hit Browse Local Files. Then you want to go down to here where it says Preferences. And where it comes down here to Preferences Text. Now there's a few things you can do in here to actually alter things with the game, but what you just ignore most of this. What you guys want to look for are three little things. Camera rotate, that's at 300, whereas in your guys' file it should be about 150. I think it's about 150, and then camera move is about 150. I changed both of them to 300 because that further increases your speed on the map. And then camera FOV, I think it's 75.000000. Well, change that to 90. So you change camera rotate, camera move to 300, both of them to 300, and then camera FOV to 90. And that's all you need to do in there. And once you've done that, that is all the settings that I use for Rome Total War. When it comes to Medieval 2 Total War, you can't alter your preference folder to speed the screen up on Medieval 2, not that I'm aware of anyway. But what you can... Okay guys, here we are in Medieval 2 Total War. So in order to check your settings for Medieval 2, again just go to Options, Keyboard Settings for Medieval 2, and again you'll look, camera rotate up is at Z, camera rotate down is at X, and increase camera speed is at Y. And for campaign I have, where is it? Where they zoom in on map, I, zoom out on map, O. So exactly as I did on Rome Total War, I've got it no different on Medieval 2 Total War. So in order to check that again, we'll just quickly hit a quick battle, like so. And it works essentially the same way. Now, unlike Rome Total War though, as far as I know, there's no way to go into a preference folder and actually increase the speed even further, which is unfortunate. It'd be cool if you could do that on Medieval 2. Because you can just move the camera around quick by doing so. But overall, the same principle applies. See how if I move my screen around normally, see how it's quite slow. I zoom down, quite slow as you can see. Moving it around, it's pretty slow, pretty sluggish. But if I hold down the Y key, I get my camera and speed up, and as you can see I can move it around quite a bit quicker. I can zoom down, up and down faster. And basically this just allows me to operate on the battlefield a little bit faster than I otherwise would do. And hopefully this helps some of you guys. I know it's not exactly a big huge thing, detailed thing, but some people get a bit confused with the camera setting and all that and stuff. Basically you really only need to change a couple of little things, and again it's a matter of which keys you want to set to what suits you. It's entirely up to you guys. This is what I use though. So hopefully this helps those who needed help with this sort of thing, and hopefully it makes your playing a little bit better, your speed, your micro a little bit better, and hopefully that makes it more of an enjoyable and fun experience for you. So thanks for watching guys, hope it was helpful and enjoyable, and I'll be seeing you soon next time.